What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Carlos Baerga Show with me, Gav Gowdy, Cleveland Indians legend Carlos Baerga, and always positive Jay. Now, guys, the Cleveland Guardians, they've been hot. They've been winning games. They have the best record post All-Star break.
I did not know that. That's nice.
That is
nice to know.
We are playing so good right now that everything is going, together. Pitching, hitting, stealing, catching the ball. This has been very important. But I think, our team is 18-7 in the last few games. But we are playing really good on the road trips too. We are 9-3 in the last 12 games. That's special, and I know that you have to win at home. But when you beat those teams outside of the Cleveland are very important too. And the key has been since June 1st, we are third in ERA. The people need to know that. But since July 1st, our pitching staff have 100 and our starters 173 innings. We are first on that. We are second in ERA, and we are our relievers. Since July 1st, first in average, they hit just 169. Second in ERA, 237, and first in hit. So the less hit they've been hitting against them, and second in save, 10 save. I know that we lost Clase, but the guys are doing the job. The guys are doing the job. They got to stepping up and go to a next level. And I'm very happy. It's beautiful to watch the game right now. We are beating good teams. We are not just beating, easy teams and stuff like that. So what do you think about that, Jay?
I think Carl Willis might be the MVP of the league right now, to be honest.
Always is.
He's working probably with less than he's ever had, bigger obstacles than he's ever had to deal with, and we're still pitching the way we're pitching. The nice thing I like is we started off this streak right before the All-Star break. We went after the All-Star break. We still were hot. We beat good teams like Houston, but then we beat the teams where we're supposed to be beating, and we're not playing down to our competition. But now we're in a series with the Mets, who are a good team, and what do we got? 3-game series with them, so we've already won the series, and we have the possibility of sweeping them. Meanwhile. Oh, the lovely Yankees are in Struggleville, and I'm loving every moment of it. And every time they lose, we keep getting closer and closer. And my dream of them not making the postseason and us stealing their last spot is coming closer and closer to fruition. And I'm loving every moment of this.
Oh, they are having a meltdown. Every person that they got at the trade deadline in the bullpen has been not the best.
I would imagine getting traded up there is hard.
The bullpen of the Yankees, the bullpen of a lot of things there, no be that good. That's 3 things, but we're going to talk later on in the next segment about that. But I have Steven Buck. Let's talk about the win yesterday. Gabriel Arias hit a homer, and the guys are doing a great job. Let's see what
a triple.
It was obvious early on he was struggling to find the strikes.
Yeah, man, they got his pitch count up really well. They did a nice job laying off some borderline pitches and making him work. So, but credit to him to coming back and finishing through 5 and keeping them off the scoreboard more. I mean, he didn't get hit hard today, but they definitely made him work.
Is it easy to say that double play? It was turned when it was turned. Maybe the game changed.
Yeah, I mean that play was unbelievable. I mean, those two are so much fun to watch up the middle, and Rocchio's still learning how to play second base, and he's doing it at the big league level and doing it really well. And that was such a beautiful double play and a huge turning moment.
Clay seemed to be pitching really well for the first 3 innings. What were you guys able to do to kind of nick away out of the game?
He started leaving the sinker up just enough. We were able to get some balls out to the outfield, some really good at bats. That off of him, and then also the inning off of Rogers, just taking what we were given. Those are the type of guys you're not going to drive the ball off of those guys. You got to take what they give you, and our guys had great at bats when we needed to tonight, and got just enough.
You've said all year long, for people that haven't heard it, that every bullpen guy can be in any role. What does it say on a night like tonight when your big guys, quote unquote, weren't able to go?
It's exactly why we use all 8 in all situations, because you're going to have nights like this where you've got your typical leverage guys are down, and to see Matt Festa, Colby Aller, Jacob Junis, and Cade Smith do what they did to this lineup, it was super impressive and a great night for the bullpen. And it started with Logan giving us 5, keeping them off the scoreboard as well as he did, and those guys to go 12 up, 12 down. It was really fun to watch.
You don't have to hit the ball hard, but you guys were able to get the big hits. Could you talk about that?
Yeah, I mean, again, it's taking what you get. You know, there's nights where you're facing guys that they're not going to make mistakes over the middle of the plate, and you have to be prepared to take what you're given. And there, we worked some good walks. We got hit twice, and but that creates traffic. And took some walks. We got big hit when we needed to. Kwani with a clutch hit up the middle, but the 2-strike hit from Rocchio before that, and CJ getting us going with the hit. It's just different guys contributing. It's been a lot of fun.
Cleveland Guardians, yeah, they've been staying hot. That's what they've been doing. They've been good at the plate, pitching well. Carlos, what else have you liked from them?
I love Gabriel Arias and Rocchio on the middle of the field. They're making some beautiful plays right now that remind me Rocchio with the Jimenez, remind me Lindor, with Jimenez. It's been unbelievable what I've been watching right now. I love that. But they've been really, really hot, with the bat too. Rocchio is hitting since May 1st. At 357 with 2 outs, bringing the RBIs too, and Gabriel Arias is being unbelievable. Manzardo is being the clutch man for us. He's being unbelievable, hitting the ball hard everywhere. I think we are going for a great. We having fun. We having fun. Carlos Santana, everybody is contributing, to our winning, and that's very special.
We even had David Fry hit a home run today.
Yeah.
Yes. Everyone's getting involved.
Yes, I like it. I like what we have right now. That our hitting is there. When you put together hitting and pitching, you're gonna win. So that's been the key right there.
Yeah, so we're going to talk a little bit more about the Guardians in a second. But Carlos, you, again, most popular man I know, you have a guest for us coming up after the break. And when we come back, we'll have a really great interview for you guys.
Hi everybody, this is Carlos Baerga. I want to invite you to the Back to School Drive with a Smart Choice, August 4 from 12 to 3 in our Cantor showroom. Join us for the free food, drinks, and giving back to the families in our community.
Today's featured interview is brought to you by Smart Choice Windows. Smart Choice Windows is the place to go when you need to upgrade your home. They have great deals and great financing with 0% for 24 months and no down payment option with monthly payments as low as $199. So if you're ready for a quieter, more energy efficient window, head over to smartchoicewindows.com to schedule your free no-pressure estimate today. Welcome back to the Carlos Baerga Show with me, Gav Gowdy, Cleveland Indians legend Carlos Baerga, and always positive Jay. Carlos, once again, every week I say you're the most popular man I know. So what do you have for us today?
I am blessed to have my daddy, the guy that gave me the opportunity to play in the big leagues, to play every day. This guy watched me. Let me tell everybody, he watched me play in AAA, and he was the one who made the call to Cleveland. I see 2 guys in AAA in Colorado Springs, the way he was playing against Las Vegas. And he said, that's 2 guys very interesting. I think they can help us out. And he was one of the reasons we got traded to Cleveland. Mike Hargrove with us, one of the winners managers in the game, 9 years with us with the Cleveland Indians. Mike, how you doing?
I'm doing well, Carlos. How you doing?
I'm doing good. What a blessing to have you here today. I have Gabby, I have Positive Jay with us. Mike, I had to say to you, can you tell these people what happened in Las Vegas when we played there, me and Sandy Alomar?
Well, I mean, obviously you were the two best players on that team. I'd known Sandy from, I played with his dad, and so Roberto and Sandy both were in our clubhouse all the time, as young kids. But I saw, I tell you what drew my attention to you, other than the fact that you were a really good player, was your enthusiasm and the energy that you brought, Hank Peters was the general manager at the time, and he gave me a call, and he said, "What do you think about Carlos Baerga and Sandy Alomar?" I said, "Oh, if we can get them, that's good. We're trying to build a team and have a core of young players that are good, and so we did, and then I approached John Hart. Finally was the GM later, and you were still playing third base, and I approached John and I said, John, I'd like to take Carlos from third base and put him at second base because he has so much energy. We put him in the middle of the field, and it's got to affect the people around him, and it worked. And you were a very good player for a long time on the very good teams in Cleveland, and you need to be recognized for that, Carlos.
Thank you, Mike. Go ahead, Gabby.
Continuing on with the talk of Carlos on the team, what was it like to manage him daily? What was that experience like?
You did. Carlos was one of the kind of guys I didn't worry about Carlos. He showed up to play. The guys you have to worry about that, are the guys that are there sometimes, mentally and other times not. We talked about, early in spring training, the very first speech you give in spring training kind of sets the tone, and you establish the rules and philosophy for what you're going to try to do and how you're going to go about your business that season. And I always talked to my players, one of the first things I mentioned was that you had to be mentally tougher than the other team. In other words, if you make a mistake or you make an error, and it's a little bit of a bad hop, and it's just one of those things that errors are going to happen. I'll take that, but I will not accept you being mentally soft and making an error because you mentally weren't in the moment in the game. And Carlos, I never had to worry about. Carlos was in the game all the time, kept the guys fired up on the bench. Knew how to play the game, was aggressive when he needed to be aggressive. He just, Carlos, I'm sitting there not blowing smoke. Carlos just, he knew the game and how to play the game at the big league level from day one. And so I didn't have to worry about Carlos.
Oh, trust me, we get that on this show. We pick it up too. It runs right into how we run this show. Right. I mean, how was it to manage that 95 lineup? You had we'll just say some personalities in there, and like I always learned, like the great teams, usually the players kind of can control the locker room and stuff and themselves. Who were the guys that helped you like keep everyone in line? Because there were some personalities in there. Everybody did their jobs. Probably the one guy that I think Carlos would agree with this. One guy that everybody went to and looked to and kind of kept everything rolling in the clubhouse and on the field was Eddie Murray. Eddie had a lot of experience and knew how to win and knew what it meant to get to the postseason and win in the postseason. So Eddie kind of quietly did went about his business and everybody looked to him to how to play the game and stay in the moment and keep focused. Managing that team, it was a pleasure because that's one of the very few seasons I ever had as a manager to where I didn't there's a lot of little fires you have to put out every day, but the big fires are the ones you want to stay away from, and that ball club from day one, when we showed up in spring training, after the strike was over and going on, there weren't any big fires. All of a lot of little ones, but guys like Eddie and Carlos and Kenny Lofton, Sandy Alomar, they took care of things in the club. Charlie Nagy was one of those guys, and so it was an easy season to manage as far as problems arising and taking away our focus from what we were trying to do. Those guys knew that I always said the clubhouse was their home. Do with it what you want to, just keep it within reason. And they knew that they could have fun and joke around and play pranks on each other before the ball game. But about 6:15, 6:30 rolled around, and it was all business, and they knew when it was time to play and do their jobs.
Mike, our team was unbelievable, and I always say that that team when 10 more years, maybe 12 or 13, 14, we're gonna have at least in that lineup 7 or 6 guys in the Hall of Fame. Yep. How special was that for you? Because that we even put hit and run on ourselves. That's what I say to the people now. I say, when you change the lineup so much, they're not gonna know each other. They don't know when you're struggling or not. How many times I bone by myself and you say, "Why you boning?" I say, "Mike, I don't feel good. I have Albert Bell behind me. He's gonna bring the runs." Those are the things that you have when you have a lineup put in there every day. How hard is to watch the game now that they are moving the lineup so much?
Well, it is difficult, and I think that you have to have a special kind of player to be able to be moved around in the lineup as a hitter. Each position in the lineup has their specific job, and we were real lucky to have guys that fit each position. And I've always said, I caught some criticism at times about not playing the bench enough and not keeping those guys sharp. But we had Kirby and Espinosa, and those guys stayed ready. But we had guys, Lofton leading off, Vizquel hitting second, you hitting third, Albert hitting 4, Murray hitting 5, Tommy hitting 6, Manny hitting 7 at the time. We had Sorrento. Sorrento was a 9-hole hitter. He had 25, 30 home runs that year. So we had guys that you didn't want to move from their spots because they knew what their jobs were and they stayed within those jobs. So the lineup kind of made itself, out and so I think it's important to stay as consistent as you can, with people where they're going to hit in the lineup. I always said, like I said, I got criticism for not, using my bitch enough, according to the experts. But I've always said that, an everyday player is an everyday player for a reason. They're better than the guy that's backing them up. And as many times as we can, keep that veteran or the everyday player on the field, then the better chance you have to win. And that's what we're there for. We're there to win ball games.
Speaking with the lineups changing every day, we were talking about that before we started the show. How would you, as a manager, go about, I don't know if you're keeping up with the Guardians as much, but Kyle Manzardo, he doesn't play every day. What are your thoughts on platooning different players against different batters?
Well, I think there are certain, we're talking mostly about left-hand hitters. There are some left-hand hitters that hit left-hand pitching well, and there's some left-hand hitters that need to face a left-hander every now and then because it kind of cements their fundamentals of hitting back. It gets them back in order. But there are some hitters that just don't hit well. Left-handers against left-handing, and those guys, I don't know Manzardo well enough to know, how he is against left-hand pitching. But I know he's a valuable bat in the lineup. He gives you that home run pop that you need at times. The skipper now, Stephen Vogt, he does a good job in how to handle people and when to play them and when to give them a rest. He does a good job. He doesn't have a lineup or doesn't have the players that fit, in the lineup like we did back in '95. So I think he does a great job in mixing and matching. And sometimes it's a real benefit to the player, though most of them, if they're worth their salt, they don't appreciate being platooned. They end up having better years as platoon players. I know that, and I'm carrying on. Stop me, but I know when Jim Thome broke in as a hitter, he platooned, and people used to ask me, why are you platooning him? And I go back to when I played. I played for Billy Martin my rookie year, and Billy was a very good manager. And Billy platooned me. I was a left-hand hitter, and Billy platooned me, 75% of the year. And then finally started leaving me in. If they brought in a left-hander reliever, I'd stay in the lineup and get to hit against them. And I think that helped me get my confidence and be a better hitter, better player down the road. And by the end of the season, I was playing every day, so it works out. But again, I think Stephen Vogt does a great job with his lineup, and anybody that second guesses where he plays, who he plays, they're just whistling in the wind.
Mentioning how the game has changed, now they have the pitch count. You had the nickname, the human rain delay. Do you believe in do you like the pitch count, or would that be something in your day that would bother you?
Well, I'll be really honest with you. I like the pitch count. That may be the only rule, the new rule they brought in the last 5 years that I really like.
What about the guy at second?
I hate that.
I agree.
I think you're perverting the game, and as often as we've tried to kill the game of baseball, it keeps surviving. But the pitch count, I could have. There's things I could have done quicker, and so it wouldn't. As a hitter, it might have taken me a little while to adjust to it, but that's what spring training's for. And I think I'd have been okay. But I like the pitch count now. It does move the game along.
I mean, you did help as a fan when we had to use the bathroom. We're like, oh, Hargrove's going to the mound. Boom, you run right to the bathroom, get a nice break in there. It was good to go. You didn't miss a pitch.
That was my intention. I'm glad that I made
you a man of the people.
He want to help the fans,
That's
so
right.
they can go inside, outside, in there like that. Mike, that's a player that play for us right now. For me, he's the man. He's been the key for us for the last 7 years. He's been unbelievable. Jose Ramirez. Did Jose Ramirez fit in our team that we played in '95?
Oh, yeah. He's been good.
Where would you put him in the lineup?
He's been good. Wait, I don't know. Probably third. I'll probably kick Carlos out. And
Yeah, baby. Yeah.
But
Or
Jose,
maybe Omar ninth, and he's second, and he third, and then Omar ninth. So we have that a lot of that. It would be unbelievable there.
Oh yeah, he'd fit in anybody's lineup. I think you probably find that any manager would tell you that he'd hit where he wants to. But it's interesting. Jose. I remember when he was a young player and he first came to the big league camp. He came as a utility player. I mean, that was people in position of making decisions had slotted him in as a utility player and figured that's how he would help our ball club. But he showed him that he was a little bit more than a utility player. I mean, he played second base. He played in the outfield. He played third base. Settled in at third base, and I think that he's real special. He's real special. Needs to work on his English, but he's special.
Home run pitch.
Yeah.
So everyone that we've had on the show so far, when we talk about the 90s teams, like all the players, they've said that when they are in those games, they felt like at any point in time they could come back and win a game no matter what the score was. Did you feel like that also as a manager when you were watching these teams play?
Yeah, probably not as strongly felt. I didn't feel as strongly about it as they did, which is a good thing. But I can remember times that we'd be in the eighth inning, be down 2 runs, and start the ninth inning down 2, and I'd get start Mesa getting warm in the bullpen, and dang if we wouldn't score 3, and I'd bring Mesa in and we'd win. So yeah, I did believe in that team. It's a special team. We talked about, and Carlos will remember this. Mm-hmm. Back in the early 90s, we brought the ball club in, a lot of the players, especially our young players, brought them in for the winter program, like for a week at a time, maybe 2 or 3 times during the season. And I remember one time we were working, I don't remember where we were working, it was a dingy, dusty, nasty place. And we had a meeting after the workout. And the players started talking about swagger. And I remember Mark Whitten getting up and talking about how we carried ourselves, what image we were projecting to the other ball club, and that we need to have swagger and show the other team that we really believe that we're better than you are. And that's something that I'd always talked about, that you look for small advantages at the big league level because everybody's talent level is pretty even. But if you can get a small mental advantage and small edge somewhere, then talent will really tell. And our guys were real good about that. And I think that was the beginning of it when we had that meeting, and Whitten and other guys got up and talked about the same thing. And they that ball club carried themselves like, we're going to win every night. The other team came in and watched how we went about our business. And we had that edge every night.
Mike, on August 29th, it's going to be the anniversary of our team in 1995. Do you can say to everybody, because I had to bring this game 7 against Seattle Mariners, Randy Johnson pitching, the strategy that we come up, what we was going to do to him. We prepare ourselves so good. How unbelievable was that game? Maybe for me, I don't know. For me, it was the biggest game that I ever played in my life.
Yeah,
in my life as a team together. Tell me about it.
I believe you hit a home run in that game, didn't you?
Yes,
yes, you did.
But as a team to beat Randy Johnson, knowing that ballpark how he was.
But Randy was such a dominant pitcher. I mean, I as a hitter when I played, I hit left-handed pitching pretty good. I would not want to face Randy Johnson.
Tonight in lifetime.
Yeah. So anyway,
was a great hitter,
we talked about ways we could get into his head and bother him, because he was kind of a head case at that time too. And we figured if we get on base and try to steal bases and be aggressive against him on the bases, then maybe we can get that little psychological edge that we were always talking about. And we did that. I'll never forget when Kenny Lofton scored from second base on that passed ball. I felt the blood hit the ends of my fingers when he did that. It was just unbelievable. And that was really the first time in that game that I felt like, okay, we're going to win this one. Before it was kind of up in the air. but you guys, you did. You did what we preached, and we prepared for it. It wasn't just like, okay, Randy Johnson, he's going to do this, and I can't do this, I can't do that. You guys, we all prepared for what it is that we will do and what we can do, and not really dwell on the negative of having to face one of the best pitchers in the game.
I'll tell you this, guys. You guys are brave, man, because I would not want to play head games with Randy Johnson and then go into the box and then have him throwing at me. No, I'm good. You guys are much braver than I.
Well, we had a tough bunch of guys. They were. I'm like you. I'd been bailing in the heartbeat every time he wound up.
It was a special time, man. Mike, thank you very much. I'm looking forward to see you on August 29. I want to see, our fans too in there. It's going to be special. I know they're going to put up some videos and stuff like that. And always an honor. Thank you. And I'm blessed that you was my manager because you show me how to respect the game. You show me how to be on time. And you show me that every time you put the uniform, let's give 100%. And something that I teach, and that came from you. And thank you for helping us out. Thank you for, in Cleveland, everybody love you. You know that you're the man in there. Thank you for opening the door to come back after 1954. We came back again to the World Series twice, 95 and 97. Thank you very much for everything you did for our city.
Well, Carlos, you made my life a lot easier, and I appreciate you as a ball player, but I appreciate you too as a human being. You're doing a lot of things that are really good for the world around you, and you need to be commended for that. And it was an honor for me to be in the same uniform with you, trying to accomplish the same things.
Oh my gosh, you guys are going to make me emotional over here.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
First it was the Tommy interview, now this one.
Yeah. Thank you again for your time, Mike. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to talk about more Cleveland Guardians headlines. This segment was also brought to you by Smart Choice Baths. If your bathroom needs an update, the team at Smart Choice Baths has you covered. Whether you're looking to replace your shower or do a whole bathroom remodel, Smart Choice can offer the quality and expertise you will need to make that experience an enjoyable one. Be sure to check them out at smartchoicebaths.com or give them a call at 1-844-GET-SMART to set up your free estimate today.
The Big Play Sports Network is brought to you by Pure AV, luxury home automation. Experience your dream smart home by visiting pureavcorp.com.
Welcome back to the Carlos Baerga Show with me, Gav Gowdy, Cleveland Indians legend Carlos Baerga, and always positive Jay. Now, guys, we have a wild card race kind of heating up. I didn't think that we were going to get to this. I didn't think we were going to get to this after that 10-game losing streak. But hey, your Cleveland Guardians, they're getting close, and they could do it.
We are getting close. We are in there. We are just 1.5 games behind. And maybe today we can be closer. Maybe if we win the game today, it's going to be there. But I think what I like is we are not looking back. Nobody expect the Cleveland Guardians to be where they are right now. When you're facing, the great pitching, great hitting by all the things, and if you go through the lineup, maybe they have a better lineup, but we have the heart, and we're playing guard ball. So that's very important. We need to keep focusing ourselves. Don't try to overdo things and stuff like that. That's thing like right now, like Toronto playing really good baseball, with 20 wins and 20 and 10. Boston Red Sox, the
hottest team in baseball right now.
Yeah, they've won 7 in a row.
Yeah, 9 and 1 in the last 10, I think.
Yeah. So they playing really good. So we need to forget about that. We need to keep playing against and we play good defense, the pitching stuff. Like what I said before, I think the key this year is being our starters. Our starters, they're going 6 innings. Our starters, they're giving us the opportunity, knowing that our bullpen this year was kind of crazy a little bit at the beginning. They help us that. With that, and that's very important when you pitching stuff at least go 6 innings almost every day.
I was really impressed with Logan Allen's last start. Like, he started off shaky. I was
a bit nervous.
Yeah, I was getting nervous. I'm like, oh no, this is not looking good. And then he settled down. And then the other pitcher, he got nervous once we started getting players on the bases. He couldn't pitch out of the stretch. We took advantage of it, and Logan Allen just cruised along, and he needed to go long because our bullpen was spent. And when the guys came in, they did the job too. And another victory right there, and Guards ball did it for us. So
Back to the topic of the wild card race, though, the team that is ahead of us, the Texas Rangers, I'm a little nervous about that because they have a 1-game lead. And just like the Cleveland Guardians, they're 12-6 since the All-Star break. Do you think that they're going to continue what they're doing? It's sustainable, or are they going to cool down a bit?
I think so, because they have the pitching. When you have the ground, when you have Tabino, when you have a great that came back 2 days ago, and they add another pitcher, another one, they have the pitching stuff. Maybe they don't have the bullpen, but I think their hitting is getting hot. Seager, Garcia, Peterson coming from the bench, and that's something that team, nobody count with them, because the way they started, everybody was hurt in there too. So they're gonna stay in there fighting every day. They're gonna be, they're gonna be putting pressure. But I think we have the chance, to go over them. The Yankees might lose. The Yankees are playing bad right now.
Yeah, they're not good baseball. Their fans, the things that their fans are saying, I'm a little bit worried for them.
Yes.
But I love watching.
They want the money or be fired, right?
They've wanted him fired for the last, probably since he was hired. But still, yeah, they want him fired.
Yeah. I think Seattle, they're doing a great job. I think they pick up 2 great players.
Of course.
And they are hitting. Naylor went deep last night again. Eugenio Suarez, and then you put up, with Julio Rodriguez and Rosarena, you have 4 big guys in there with Polanco, stuff like that, and Riley, the guys has been, for me right now, fighting with the MVP with Aaron Judge. That's the team that we have to, a lot of people have to look up and to them and say, hey, that team can be really good this year to win the playoff, or maybe be in the World Series. You never know what can happen, but they have a good lineup.
So I'm assuming right now is basically the dog days of summer, as they say, correct, Carlos?
Yes.
Do you think that having a team like ours where we platoon and guys are in and out, but getting a lot of rest, that'll help them in this time of the year where some guys are getting worn down, tired, and our team's young and they're getting more rest than a lot of teams where they're not in the lineup every single day? Do you think that's going to help them?
I think it's helping us. It's helping us right now. Most of the team, they play the guys every day. Like Riley went to the All-Star game. Riley hit in the home run contest. He slowed down a little bit in the homer stuff, but I think he's gonna get down because he's a catcher. So you need to prepare yourself to have a long year in there. Remember when you play in October, it's more longer, than anybody else. So that's very special. But another team is playing really good baseball, maintaining themselves on 4th place in the American League is Toronto Blue Jays.
Yep.
20-10, Toronto Blue Jays in the last 30 games, and they keep playing really good. And yesterday, they have Barcho back again in the lineup. Barcho hit 2 homers yesterday, and I heard that Anthony Santander is coming on September 1st.
They have Shane Bieber.
Shane Bieber pitched a couple of days ago in AAA. Maybe he's going to have a start on Sunday in the big league. So I think that Toronto Blue Jays start for real, and I think they're going to be in the playoff.
Yeah, I mean, I think they're probably going to win their division. Boston will get the first wild card. And for us, I think I think it's Texas, Yankees, and the Mariners are the teams that we got to chase after and hope for. And when we play them, if we play them again, we have to beat them.
Well, the Guardians, they have 2 series against the Texas Rangers still, another against the Mariners, and then 1 against the Red Sox. So a lot of those teams, you can pick up some ground against them while you're playing against them. But
you made me all kind of happy right there. Yeah, that's good news. I'm like, so basically, as long as we take care of our own business, and once we get to them, we can almost control our destiny, which that's what you want. Yes. You don't want to rely on teams losing.
We need to keep playing our games. We need to forget about who we playing, who's gonna be the next one and stuff like that. So like that. We went to New York. We know that they facing really good team, but we beating them. We showing everybody. I know everybody talking about the Guardians. Last night I was doing my show that I do at night, and everybody said, Carlos, why you don't talk about the Guardians? I don't want to talk. I want them to keep playing the way they're playing.
Yeah, you don't want to ruin the vibes. You want the vibes to keep going.
Yeah.
Okay, let me ask you guys this, though. The Detroit Tigers, should they be worried? Should their fans are freaking out on the internet. Their fans are not having fun. Every time the Guardians win a game, their fans are making think pieces about it and saying, oh, the lead is getting less and less.
Last time I said that, they went back on a little heat streak. So I don't think they should worry. I think they should just relax, and they'll be fine.
Yes. Yeah, but they know they're not gonna forget about what happened in the playoff last year. They know that the teams that we have, and we are the only team that play really good against them.
Yeah, we play them. We play them 6 more times this year.
Yeah, we got 6 more games. You never know what can happen. We're winning 4 out of those 6. We be on there, so we need to keep going. They need to, I know that they play against Minnesota right now, but we need to forget about what they're doing, what they play. We need to forget about we need to care about us, what we're doing, how we're gonna prepare to win games, and that's very important.
Yeah, so we could talk a little bit more about the Cleveland Guardians, but we're gonna take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll talk about some call-ups that we just had.
The Big Play Sports Network is brought to you by Lake Spur Marketing, connecting your brand to the right customers. Visit lakespurmarketing.com today.
Welcome back to the Carlos Baerga Show with me, Gav Gowdy, Cleveland Indians legend Carlos Baerga, and Always Positive Jay is not with us right now. He's like headed to the IR. He has a cramp in his leg right now, so we're gonna hold it down.
If you want to play the game, you better be ready. You have to prepare yourself. Drink some Gatorade. Do some exercise.
Electrolytes. Yeah, we gotta keep mobile. We need to get him into like Pilates or something. Carlos, are you doing Pilates?
I know he needs to do something, but you know what? I have to say to you, I'm very happy that Stephen Kwan stay with our team. I was praying every day. Please, Cleveland, don't trade him away. He's our main guy. He and Jose Ramirez, those 2 guys. I know everybody asked about those 2 guys. Everybody, even the Dodgers, and they was willing to give up a lot of players for them. But thanks God that we keep him there, and I hope that we sign Stephen Kwan.
Oh, I do too.
I hope that he stay here with us. He said he signed with us he went through the minor league with us, and I think he's a special player. Let's keep him here. He's a complete player. He can run, he can field. Gold glove guy. So it's hard to find a guy like that. And then it's hard to find a leadoff guy. We have the best 3 leadoff guys. We got Kenny Lofton, Grady Sizemore, and now Stephen Kwan. That's special.
Yeah, and like trading Stephen Kwan wouldn't really make much sense to me because as we've seen for many years, the Cleveland Guardians struggled to develop any kind of outfielder, and we have barely seen that in the last 20 years. And to trade away the one outfielder you do develop would just kind of suck as a fan.
It is 284, 9 homers, 39 RBIs, 11 steals he had for us, and then he leading the league in assists, throwing out players, making the All-Star game. He's been there. He's been there for us, for you and me, because he represents the Cleveland Guardians, and I'm very happy that we keep him here, and he's very happy. He went buckling. You see, did you listen what he said?
Yeah.
Thank you for to keep me here, and the fans, they give applause.
Yeah, he was a little bashful of it. He was like, no, that's not needed, but it was they really appreciate him, and they appreciate what he does for the team and for the city, and it's really fun to watch him play baseball for Cleveland. So I love that he got that appreciation from the fans, even though he was a little bit shy for it.
I am very happy that we keep it here. But we have a guy that got called up. He got 15 at-bats, 3 hits, 1 RBI, 5 strikeouts, hitting 200. Tell me about it. Tell me about Colin Joseph's Kayfus. Tell me about
Kayfus in his first at bat, he got an RBI. I thought that was impressive. He didn't strike out. He swung the bat. He made contact, put the ball in play. We scored a run. He got his first hit in a double in the 9th inning against the Minnesota Twins, almost in a comeback. That was a pretty impressive at bat too. I think that he's done a pretty decent job since being up here.
How he's been playing the defense in the outfield? You like
outfield?
him?
Yeah, I like him in the outfield. First base, he had an error, but this is your first week in the big leagues, and they've had you play every position so far, so you'll have that. But I really like what I'm seeing from him so far.
I always think about back to the Jim Thome interview where he said, you want to get better, you got to put something a little positive into the basket every day, a little positive something. And like you said, his first at bat was a RBI. He already got a double, and you're just doing the little things to help your confidence build up.
Right now, this year, he have let me go through here so that people know who we're talking about. He have this year in the minor leagues, he hit 340 homers and 54 RBIs, and that's special. We bring up one of the players. I know we're looking forward, to that, and we need to know, what we have in there. And I throw him right now in a pennant race where we are right now. I think it's going to be a great experience for him.
We've also had Travis Bazzana been heating up in Double-A with Akron. The Akron Ducks are a pretty fun and exciting little team. Also, CJ Kayfus, don't want to like hype him up even more. He just made an amazing catch to keep this. I don't want to say the word.
Yeah.
But he made a catch for Gavin to keep this game going.
Okay.
I see.
Well,
I see. We see something we can't talk of. I see.
Right.
We got another prospect that we have in the minor league, Alfonso Rosario, got called up to Double-A. He has 16 homers. He wasn't able over there, so he got called up to the Double-A. So we getting players doing a great job. And that's special. That's special. These guys are, showing everybody that what we have in the minor leagues. Another guy that he's hitting is John Kensi Noel. John Kensi Noel is doing really good too in the minor leagues. I know that we lost Chase Lauder. Yeah.
Yeah, he had a wrist surgery a couple weeks ago, so he'll be. I think it was like 7 weeks, 8 weeks that he'd be out, so I'm just assuming that's for the rest of the season. But we do, again, have Travis Bazzana. Do you guys see, like, a potential for him to, like, get to Columbus and then maybe make a September call-up, or is that just too outrageous?
I mean, the way that dude, he came off his injury and just started raking. He didn't miss a beat. He almost got better after he came off that injury. So he impresses me. That just tells me he works his butt off and when he's hurt. And, yeah, I got nothing but high hopes for that guy. Carlos?
Well, I think for me, Carlos, if we're gonna get called up, that we got 2 players, and I think we should bring 2 pitchers to help our bullpen to maintain everybody healthy. Everybody ready. If we make the playoff, stuff like that, I think that's. I think he's gonna be good for next year. Why to rush him? Why to bring him like that? He haven't get that many at bats, so that's important over there. Another news that I have: Tristan McKenzie. I think he was hurt, so he's just throwing in the mound in Arizona. So he's throwing the mound in Arizona. So I hope they stay healthy. That's a guy that we don't know anything about that. What's going on with him?
Oh, who's the guy that we're transforming again from outfielder to pitcher? He's been doing
Tyler
Naquin.
Yeah,
he's doing all right. He's
really
getting some strikeouts in there.
They need to promote him.
Yeah, I'm actually pretty impressed on how good he's been pitching.
Yeah, he actually has been pretty impressive.
But I don't want to bring him to the big leagues yet.
Oh no.
I just wanted to bump up to Akron, the Showtime Ducks.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I think he got called up to the Double-A, Triple-A. I think.
Oh, even better.
Yeah, something good too about the minor leagues. George Valera, he's playing in Triple-A right now. He got his first run yesterday, first RBI double. So that's special. This guy being one of the biggest prospects, but he never can stay healthy. So I want you guys to know he's been one of the best prospects of the game, but he never stay healthy. And right now he's playing in Triple-A. I hope.
Yeah, I hope it can work out.
Maybe one of the guys that they get called up.
Yeah, I really hope it can work out for George Valera because I've been a huge fan of everything that he's done all up until this point. But you're right, he can't stay on a field. But we're going to take a break, and when we come back, we're going to talk about the upcoming series for the Cleveland Guardians.
The Big Play Sports Network is brought to you by Fairway Ford, the largest inventory of new Ford trucks, the lowest pricing, and same hometown level of service. Visit fairwayfordohio.com today.
Welcome back to the Carlos Baerga Show with me, Gab Gowdy, Cleveland Indians legend Carlos Baerga, and always positive Jay. You're back with us. You got it.
I'm back.
How do you feel?
I'm better. I'm not back. I was just a quick stint on the IL.
Yeah, now you're back. Okay.
You got a base hit or you just walk?
I just walked.
Just walked. Okay, so our Cleveland Guardians, they have a couple series coming up. After we leave New York, we have to go to Chicago against the White Sox, and then at home against the Miami Marlins. What are your guys' thoughts on these upcoming series?
Well, it's gonna be a good one for us. That's the kind of series that we have to go there and trying to win all 3 games, so we can keep going to the road. We know that they play really good every year against the Cleveland Guardians, but I believe that we have the talent to do it, and we need to step up our game to another level. One of the pitchers that pitched really good and beat us last time, Smith, he pitched yesterday. That means he's not going to be pitching against us.
We'll have Aaron Savali again, though, so I'm looking forward to see Kyle Manzardo in the lineup. Yeah.
Wow, that's going to be nice. I know he got traded to the Chicago White Sox. That's when we play in the road trip. And I said to you guys, in the road trip, we've been winning 9 games out of 12. So we're playing really good, in the road trip, and that's going to be a special, that we're going to have that in there. So let's see what's gonna happen.
Yeah, I don't want to sleep on the White Sox though, because they've been winning some games. Like, they're not this team that we saw last year. They're just gonna roll over and you're gonna score a million runs against them and go in and win easily.
And like he said, I swear, like the White Sox played the best ball against only us. They suck against everybody else, but when they play us, they turn into the Yankees.
Pretty competitive series, yeah.
Yeah.
We're gonna have Tanner Bybee against Aaron Civale, Joey Cantillo against Sean Burke, and then Slade Seconi against Davis Martin. That's gonna be 7:40, 7:10, at 2:10. That's gonna be the times that we're gonna be playing on those 3 days. So that's very special. And then we have a day off, and then the Miami Marlins, one of the hottest teams in baseball, is coming to play here. They have I like the pitching stuff. The pitchers are really good, and they have a.
They did us a huge favor. Didn't they sweep the Yankees?
They made a mockery of the New York Yankees in every facet of the game.
So yeah, we'll thank them when they get here, and then we can sweep them too.
They should. I mean, these are 2 series back to back that the Cleveland Guardians should win. They've won 7 of their last series, so why not these 2 as well?
Totally agree.
Something that I have to say, we are playing really good against the Central. 20-12 against the team of the Central. West 11-10 that we got better. We was like 6-10. You remember last time that we talked about? And then in the East, we got even now, 11-11. So that's really good. And against the teams in the American League, 42-33. Those are good numbers. The American League, we need to get better against the National League, 16-22. Well, Marlins, be ready.
This whole series against the Mets, I mean, it looks good against the National League now. If this is how we're going to play against them.
Hey, get the fishing poles ready. We're catching marlins.
We're catching marlins. Oh my God.
Yeah. So it's gonna be good. I think like what I said before. Mansaldo, Gabriel Arias, Brian Rocchio, Steven Kwan, and Jose Ramirez. Those 3 guys are unbelievable. They're playing pitching really good. And our bullpen, Festa, Kobe Allard, Jacob Junis, he's been doing a great job coming in and stopping the hitting. And K. Smith, the man, he's getting over again. So I think I like it. I like what we have right now.
We also had Enright get his first career save, and that was a pretty emotional night for him. That was really cool to see as well.
Yes. What kind of promotion we have this weekend?
Well, we're away this weekend, but I think the next one, this is actually a really big one. I think next weekend there's going to be a Tom Hamilton bobblehead. That line's going to be crazy.
Oh, my God.
That line's going to be
They might
insane.
start the day before on that line.
Well, for the Jose
Ramirez
Ramirez jersey day, the line was...
You got the Jose Ramirez jersey?
No,
do you have it?
No, I have a Jose Ramirez jersey already, so I didn't wait in that line. But
yeah, I got 2,
Yeah. But, like, that line for that Jose Ramirez jersey was long. Did you guys see the photos of the jerseys with all the beer cans?
Yeah, I did.
Carlos, did you see that photo?
No. So okay. So that's good. I just want the fans to come up, and be at the ballpark next week. We're gonna have a couple games, at home. So I want to see you guys in there. We played Marlins and then Atlanta Braves.
Oh yeah.
So I think our schedule is perfect for us. We need to keep playing hard. We need to keep running, playing our defense, the relieving, doing the job, and we're gonna be okay. So that's why I'm very happy that we are back again. And I have to say the truth. After we lost those 10 games, I went like, oh my God, it's gonna be a long year. But we came back again very strong, and we are playing really good baseball. That's why I want the fans to enjoy it, to have fun with us, and maintain yourself, because in Carlos Baerga Show, that's where you're going to know everything is happening with the Cleveland Guardians.
I'll be there. You guys will be there. And we're going to watch some Cleveland Guardians wins. But until then, we'll see you guys next week.